أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته and welcome to another one of your G2 classes. I hope and pray that today everyone is doing well and everyone's keeping safe, and I hope that this lesson is beneficial for each and every one of you. So as always, just before I start the lesson, I would just like to quickly announce a few things. Please make sure that you have signed in with the correct ID. So please go right now into the participant list and check where your name is, find yourself. And if you see that you've signed in with the incorrect ID, then please do rename yourself. Use the rename facility to sign in or name yourself with the correct ID, because unfortunately only correct IDs are called to the mic. So please make sure that you check that right now. If you have any emails, if you want to email us or you have any questions, do not hesitate to email us at ukquranclass@gmail.com. And feel free to also visit our website at ahmadiyya.uk/NQC. So let's just quickly look at the agenda for today. We are going to start off our class with an opening dua, inshallah. And then we are going to be going through the rule in focus, which is assimilation. And in particular, we're going to be looking at meme and noon that occur after a tanveen. And then inshallah, we are going to be starting a new surah, Surah Al Rashid today. And we're going to attempt to get up to the first 15 verses at least, if not more. And then towards the end, I'm going to assign you some homework, and then we'll end the class with an ending dua. So as always, we are going to start off the class with an opening prayer. Co-host, may I please have a student on the mic for that?
Yes, G2122, please unmute yourself.
Did you say G2122?
Yes.
2122. Okay, so they're not connected to the computer's audio. May we please move on to the next student? Oh, well, they are now. Let's just see if they can come on.
G2122.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good too, alhamdulillah. Jazakumullah for asking. Okay, may you please start off with Dawood and Tasniya and recite this following prayer for me, please?
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري.
Jazakallah, very nice. Can you just repeat after me one more time? رب اشرح لي.
رب اشرح لي.
Perfect. This is a ya, okay? So the lam is joining onto the ya. So let's say that one more time. رب اشرح لي.
رب اشرح لي
صدري.
صدري
ويسر لي
ويسر لي
أمري.
أمري.
Perfect. Well done. And could you please read out the English for me?
Lord, expand my mind and take my task easy for me. Taha 26 and 27.
Okay, perfect. These are verse numbers, yeah? Perfect. Well done. Jazakallah khair for your participation. Take care.
Jazakallah. Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz. Okay, co-host, can you please confirm with me if you can hear me properly?
Yes, I can hear you properly.
Okay, that's perfect. Jazakallah khair. Okay, so guys, today we are going to be going through the rule and focus, obviously. So I'm just going to share a new screen with you guys all. And there we are. So I'm just going to put that on slideshare. Okay, so hopefully you guys can all see that. Today we're going to be going through the rules of Noon Sakin and Tanveen, okay? And we're going to see how you would recognize the nasal sound that you will make according to the rules that you are going to learn. So let's just quickly go through a bit of a recap, okay? I know you guys have gone through this already, but it's always good to recap things. So whenever you're reading the Holy Quran and you come across a noon sakin, so a noon with a jazm or a sukoon on top, or you come across a tanveen, a nasal sound is made. So simply, you're reading the Holy Quran, you've seen that there is a noon sakin or a tanveen, you should know that, that a nasal sound is made, okay? That's basic. So there are rules that tell you what nasal sound is, what that nasal sound should be, okay? So what nasal sound you should make. Whenever you do come across a noon sakin or a tanveen, you need to look at the next letter, okay? So the letter that comes after the noon sakin or tanveen, and it's that letter that decides what nasal sound to make, okay? So it's very important that you have to look at the next letter. It's the next letter that makes the decision of what type of nasal sound you would have to make, okay? So don't worry if that's a bit unclear to you right now. It will be a bit more clear to you when we go through a few examples. So what is assimilation? Well, assimilation is basically another term used for merging, okay? And idgham is the Arabic terminology. So you can say idgham or you can say assimilation. It would be literally the same thing. And assimilation basically means to merge letters together. The assimilation rule tells us how we would need to merge the sounds of certain letters that occur after the noon sakin or a tanveen, yeah? So these are 6 letters that I know you guys have gone through many a times now. Ya, Ra, Mim, Lam, Waw, and Noon. And an easier way to remember these is by the word yurmalun, okay? It's here, yurmalun here. And if you know this word, then it's very easy for you to remember the letters as well. So Ya, Ra, Mim, Lam, Waw, and Noon. These are the letters of assimilation, yeah? If you see any of these letters occurring after a noon sakin or a tanveen, there will be some sort of a nasal sound. So today we are going to be looking at 2 specific ones. We're going to be looking at Mim and we're going to be looking at Noon. I know Lam and Ra you guys have done, so we will try and recap over that today too. But today in particular, we are going to be looking at Mim and we're going to be looking at Noon. So the rule is, whenever you're reading the Holy Quran and you see that there is a tanveen followed by a noon mushaddad or a mim mushaddad, you take away one of the tanveen strokes and read it as a single stroke. That means that you will give a 2-second ghunna sound. So let me just quickly show you what it would be. So a noon mushaddad is a noon with a shadda, and mim mushaddad is a mim with a shadda. So whenever you're reading the Quran and you come across a tanveen, well, tanveen, you guys should know what a tanveen is, but let's just quickly show you what a tanveen is. It's 2 strokes of fatha, and there's 2 strokes of kasra, and well, there's 2 strokes of dhamma. These are tanveen. There's fathatain, dhammatain, and kasratain. So whenever you're reading the Holy Quran, you come across a tanveen, you need to look at the next letter. If it's a mim mushaddad or a noon mushaddad, yes, then you're going to take away one of the strokes. So you're going to take away one of the strokes, yes, and read it as a single stroke only. And when that happens, you will give a 2-second ghunna sound. So let's go through a few examples that can help you understand this rule a bit more. So let's look at how it's written and how it would be read if you were to recite it in the Holy Quran. So let's look at this first example here. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم يومئذ ناعمة يومئذ ناعمة. So here is a the with a kasratain underneath, okay? Here's the kasratain, the tanveen, stroke of tanveen that we were talking about. And as I said, whenever you're reading the Quran and you come across a letter that's got a tanveen, you need to look at the next letter. Is it a noon mushaddad or a mim mushaddad? Well, yes, it is. This is a noon mushaddad. And what you're going to do is you're going to end up removing one of the strokes. and that you can see here. That the with 2 strokes of kasra turned into a the with only 1 stroke. So when you're joining that together with the noon sakin, then you're going to give a 2-second ghunna sound. So how we would read it is يَوْمَئِذٍ نَاعِمَةٍ. And can you hear that I'm giving a lot of pressure and emphasis on top of the noon? This is the ghunna letter that we're going to be giving the ghunna sound on. So remember that tanveen, if there is a tanveen, the letter after that is a noon mushaddad or a meen mushaddad. In this case, yes, it is a noon mushaddad. You will get rid of 1 stroke like we did over here. And when we're joining or merging these 2 letters together, we are doing assimilation or we're doing idgham, then we're going to give a 2-second ghunna sound. So that was the rule with noon mushaddad. Let's now look at an example that includes meen mushaddad. So let me read out this example to you. عذاب مقيم. عذاب مقيم. Okay. Now you can see that here we have a ba with a dammatain. Yes, there is a ba with a dammatain. And as I said, which is the first thing I mentioned in today's rule and focus, was that whenever you come across a tanween, you need to look at the next letter. And according to today's rule, is a noon mushaddad or meen mushaddad? Well, yes, this letter is a meen mushaddad, right? A meen with a shadda or a tashdid on top. And if it is, then you will have to get rid of 1 stroke of the dhamma, and that will just leave you with 1 stroke here. And you will give a 2-second nasal sound. So as you can see, that dhammatain, so tanween of dhamma, that double stroke has now changed into a single stroke. And when you're merging these 2 letters together, when you're reciting these 2 letters, you will need to make sure that you give a 2-second ghunna sound. So it's going to be read as عذاب مقيم. عذاب مقيم. So as you can see, when we were merging or joining these 2 letters together, I put a lot of time on top of the meen mushaddad. I put some pressure on it, and that nasal sound was emitted. Okay, you could hear the nasal sound, and that was a 2-second nasal sound that we're talking about. Okay, so I hope this rule made sense to you. If it hasn't made sense to you right now, don't worry, it will once we go through the Holy Quran text, Surah Al Rashid, which we're starting today. And inshallah, even then, when children or students are reciting, I will try and explain that rule again. But for now, let's move on to the slide. So I'm just going to share a new screen now. Okay, hopefully you guys can see that. So just a quick reminder, whenever you're reciting the Holy Quran, you need to see, look at the letter before. If there is a tanveen, as I said, if there is a tanveen, look at the letter that comes after, not before, after. I made a mistake there. Look at the letter after. Is it a noon mushaddad or a meen mushaddad? If yes, you need to take away 1 of the tanveen strokes, like we did in the following examples. There were 2 strokes, so we took 1 away, which is present and shown here. And not only are you going to read it as a single stroke, you're going to give a 2-second ghunna sound. So that was the rule for today. So now we are going to move on to some of the recitation. But before we do, we're just quickly going to go through a few facts. So as you know, in the Holy Quran, there are 30 parts or 30 juz numbers. The total number of chapters or the total number of surahs that are present in the Holy Quran are 114. So there are 114 surahs or 114 chapters within the Holy Quran. There are 6,348 total number of verses in the Holy Quran, and the total number of ruku is 558. But the surah in particular that we're looking at today is Surah Al Rashid. Okay, it's in part number 30 of the Holy Quran. So it's, as you know, Quran has 30 parts. It's in the last part of the Holy Quran. It's chapter number 88 of the Holy Quran. It has 27 verses in total. Okay. and it has one ruku. So that whole surah is worth one ruku, okay? And this surah in particular was revealed in Mecca to the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And this mustahab response is something that we're not really be going through today as far as I'm aware, because we might not get much time to go through it today. But it's a response that you do at the end once the surah is finished. So if we do complete the surah somehow today, then I will show you what the response is. If not, you're going to be going through the surah tomorrow anyway, so then that will be explained to you. Now, let's go to Surah Al Rashid. Our intention, or what we're going to try and do today, is at least get up to verse 15. So, co-host, may I please have a student on the mic to help me recite these verses?
Yes, G2107, please unmute yourself.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good too, alhamdulillah. Jazakumullah for asking. Okay, so let's do this. May you please start off with Dawood and Tasniya, and then I will lead you into the recitation, okay?
Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
Perfect, mashallah, very nicely recited. And you gave a very beautiful melody as well, so that was very nice to hear. But I just want you to quickly look at these two letters here. What letter is this?
Ha.
Ha, well done. And is this one of your throat letters?
Yes.
Perfect, well done. So ha is actually one of your throat letters. And the sound of the ha comes from the middle of your throat. So when you're saying it, you're saying hirrah, hirrah. Perfect, can you try saying it for me?
Hirrah.
Very nice, mashallah. I could clearly hear the sound now. And try saying it here too. Nirrahim.
Rahim.
Perfect, mashallah. Very nicely recited. Now let's take a look at these following verses. I'm going to recite this whole verse once for you, and then we're going to break it up in pieces, and then you can repeat after me, okay? Perfect. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم هل أتاك حديث الغاشية. So let's break it up within words now so that you can repeat after me. هل أتاك.
هل أتاك.
Beautiful. What do you notice here? There's a vertical fatha. How long do we prolong a vertical fatha for?
2 seconds.
Exactly, 2 seconds. Well done. So we're saying rather than putting a long amount of time, they were only going to prolong it for 2 seconds. So let's try that one more time. هل أتاك.
هل أتاك.
Perfect. حديث.
حديث.
Perfect. So what did we just talk about here? This is one of our throat letters, and the sound comes from which part of the throat?
The middle.
Very nice. Well done. The sound comes from the middle of the throat. So this time when we say it, try saying this ha with the middle of your throat. So let's try that one more time. Hadithul.
Hadithul.
Perfect. And you're very nicely giving that a third sound as well. So well done for that. Ghashiyah.
Ghashiyah.
Beautiful. Now let's read this whole verse. هل أتاك حديث الغاشية.
هل أتاك حديث الغاشية.
Beautiful, mashallah, very nicely recited. And I could see that you were trying to recite every word or every letter with very much a lot of care. So well done for that. And did you notice when we were saying the ghain, we were giving a round mouth, yeah?
Yeah.
We said ghashiyah. We didn't say ghashiyah, we said ghashiyah. And that's because the ghain is one of your round mouth letters. So whenever you do come across the ghain in the Quran, what do you need to do?
Make your mouth round.
Yes, perfect. Well done. We need to give a round mouth there. Let's look at the next verse. I'll recite the whole verse for you once, and then we can break it up together.
Okay.
وجوه يومئذ خاشعة. So let's break it up in words now. وجوه يوم.
وجوه يوم.
Perfect. مائذ.
مائذ.
Very good. And you can very nicely give the sound as well. So well done. خاشعة.
خاشعة.
Very good. And as you saw that the kha we gave a round mouth as well, right?
Yeah.
Well done. So let's recite this whole verse now. وجوه يومئذ خاشعة.
وجوه يومئذ خاشعة.
Beautiful, mashallah, very nicely recited. Let's look at the next verse. عاملة ناصبة. So let's break that up now. عاملة
عاملة ناصبة.
Very good. Now, do you know the rule that we were going through today?
No,
Yeah.
I came late.
You came late. Okay, no worries. Let me just quickly explain the rule to you. Here, can you see there is a dhammatain?
Yeah.
Whenever you come across a tanveen or a noon sakin, you need to look at the next letter. And the two letters that we went through today were noon mushaddad and mim mushaddad. Yeah?
Yeah.
So the next letter is a noon mushaddad. Yeah?
Yeah.
Whenever the next letter after the tanveen, any type of tanveen, whether it be fathatain, dammatain, kasratain, we have dammatain here. If it's a noon mushaddad after, then you need to get rid of one of the strokes and read it as a single stroke of dhamma. Okay, so this tu, which looks something like this, is going to change from that into a ta, which basically, sorry, this looks very different from what it actually is, but there is just one dhamma stroke there, yeah?
Yeah.
So that changes into that. So when you're joining it, you're saying tunna, and then remember, you're giving a 2-second or ghunna sound here as well.
Okay.
So that's what's happening.
Okay.
So try reciting this verse for me once.
عاملة ناصبة.
Yes, very nicely tried. And when you're saying this, the ghunna sound is basically a sound from your nose. So when you're saying noon, you're giving a bit of a nasal sound anyways. So when you say this, when you merge these two letters together, then you're going to put more time and pressure on top of the noon mushaddad, yeah?
Okay.
So let's try that one more time. I'll recite this once for you, and then you can repeat after me. عاملة ناصبة.
عاملة ناصبة.
Beautiful, mashallah, very nicely recited. Let's look at this next verse here. تصلى نارا حامية. So let's break it up into words now. تصلى
تصلى
نارا.
نارا.
Very nice. And the ra, we're giving a bit of a round mouth. So let's try saying that one more time. نارا.
نار.
Beautiful. حامية.
حامية.
Very nice. And this ha again is a throat letter. So let's try saying that again, but reciting the sound from the middle of your throat. So let's try that one more time. حامية.
حامية.
Beautiful, much nicely recited. And just looking at this letter here, this is your ta marbuta letter. Do you know the rule of ta marbuta?
So when there's a ta, like a round circle and 2 dots on top, when you have to stop, you pronounce it like a ha.
Very good, well done. So when you're pausing, this ta marbuta changes into a ha with a sukoon or a jazm. So no matter what stroke there is on top, whether there is a fatha, dhamma, kasra, or a tanween of fatha, so fathatain, dhammatain, kasratain, irrespective of the stroke, so whatever the stroke must be, that will vanish. The stroke will leave, and that will leave you with just a ha sakin. The two dots will vanish too. So well done for pointing that out with me. And here, as I'm just going to remind you quickly, here's where the rule is present that we went through today. Yeah?
Yeah.
Perfect. Jazakallah. And well done for actually trying very hard. MashaAllah, I can see you're trying to incorporate every rule within your recitation. And your participation was great. You did very well. Jazakallah khair.
Jazakallah.
Jazakallah. Take care. Allah Hafiz. Okay, co-host, may I please have another student on the mic?
G2121, please unmute yourself.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. How are you today?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good too, alhamdulillah. Jazakumullah for asking. Okay, so may you start off with Dawood and Tasmiyah, and then I'll lead you into recitation, okay?
Okay. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim.
Beautiful, very nice. And I could see that the two ha that I've highlighted up there, you very nicely tried to give them the best sound possible. So well done for that. So now let's look at this verse here. That's where we stopped off from. I'll recite this verse fully, and then I will break it up into words, and then you can repeat after me. Okay?
Okay.
تسقى من عين آنية. So let's break that up now. تسقى.
Tusqa.
Very nice. How long are we prolonging this letter for?
2 seconds.
2 seconds. Well done, because there's just that vertical fatha there. And are we giving a round mouth when we're saying the qaf?
Yes.
Yes, well done. Qaf is also one of your round mouth letters. And it's the same thing with the gha as well. So well done. Okay, so moving on now from here. Min aynin.
Min aynin.
Beautiful. Your ayn sound was very nicely said. So well done for that. Was very nicely recited. Aniyah.
Aniyah.
Very good. And that's the Talimul-Quran that we just spoke about over there. Did you understand it?
Yes.
Perfect. Well done. So try reciting this whole verse for me once.
Tusqa min aynin aniyah.
Beautiful. Very nicely recited. And just remember, this one's just got a kasra underneath and the noon, right? So how long are we going to prolong that for?
1 second.
1 second. Well done. So you can take your time when you're reciting the Holy Quran, but you need to make sure that any fatha dhamma kasra stroke is only given 1 second. So aniyah.
Aniyah.
Perfect. Let's look at this next verse here. I'll recite that once for you. ليس لهم طعام إلا من ضريع. So let's break that up now. ليس لهم
ليس لهم
طعام
طعام
إلا
إلا
من ضريع.
من ضريع.
Very good. And try and give the ayn sound at the end as well, yeah? Because ayn is one of your throat letters. The sound comes from your throat. So let's try that one more time. من ضريع.
من ضريع.
Very nice. And we're giving sort of a hidden nasal sound here as well, because the letter after it is not one of your throat letters. But that will just come more with practice. Why did we prolong here for 2 seconds, do you know?
Because it's got a fatha and a shadda.
Okay, so one part is the correct thing that you said. So there is a fatha, so well done for saying that part. And here you cannot really see the alif, but this is a lam, which has basically got an alif joined next to it. So this is an alif here, okay? So whenever there is a blank alif, the letter before that has got a fatha on top, how long do we prolong for?
2 seconds.
2 seconds. Well done. So that blank alif is now known as an alif mad. Yeah. So that's the rule. That's why we prolonged it for 2 seconds. Well done. So let's move on to the next verse. لا يسمن ولا يغني من جوع. So let's break that up now. لا يسمن.
لا يسمن.
Perfect. And did you see we were elongating here as well, right?
Yes.
Because there is a blank alif which turns into what? It turns into an alif mad?
Yes.
Yes, perfect. ولا يغني.
ولا يبني.
Okay, this is a rain sound. Yes, so let's try that one more time. ولا يغني.
ولا يغني.
MashaAllah, very nicely tried and very nicely recited as well. من جوع.
من جوع.
Very nice. And just remember to give that ayn sound at the end as well. So let's try that one more time. من جوع.
من جوع.
Okay, good. Keep when you're saying the ayn beautifully during the recitation, during the middle of the verse, but towards the end, I cannot really hear the ayn properly. I don't know if it's a connection problem or not, but just try to practice the ayn sounds towards the end of a verse as well every time you recite the Quran, yeah?
Yeah.
Perfect. Let's just look at the next verse now. وجوه يومئذ ناعمة. So let's try break that up into words now. وجوه يوم.
وجوه
يوم.
يوم.
Okay, let's break that up again. يوم.
يوم.
Perfect. إذ ناعمة.
إذ ناعمة.
Perfect. So that ayn sound was beautifully recited there. And just remember, this is a the, okay? Try not to give it a za sound. Always say the. It has a very unique sound. So let's try that one more time. إِذٍ نَاعِمَةٍ.
إذ ناعمة.
Okay, try saying the for me, the.
The.
Okay, so that the, you get the tip of your tongue and you place it or you touch it at the top part of your teeth, but in the edge, the bottom. So your top teeth, but the bottom edge of it. So thinna.
Thinna.
MashaAllah, very nicely recited. I could hear that the sound very nicely here. And were you here when we taught the rule in focus today?
Yeah.
Perfect. So in this verse, where can you see the rule in focus present? Okay, so let's look at it this way. Today we looked at a rule of tanveen, right? So let's look at the both tanveens that are present. There is a tanveen here and there is a tanveen here. Can you see them?
Yes.
Perfect. So there's tanveens here. And the rule was whenever you're reading the Holy Quran, you come across a tanveen, you have to look at the next letter. And the two letters that we went through today were noon mushaddad, yeah, noon mushaddad, and it was also meme mushaddad. Meme. Sorry, my meme does not look like a meme. Meme mushaddad here, okay? And these are the two letters that we looked at today. So here we're reading and we can see there is tanveen here. Is the next letter a noon mushaddad or a meme mushaddad?
No.
No. So that means that rule that we learned today will not apply here. So let's look at the next one. There is a kasratain, so there is a tanveen. You have to look at the next letter. Is that a noon mushaddad or a meme mushaddad?
Yes.
Yes, well done. So if the letter after it is a noon mushaddad, in this case it is, you need to get rid of one stroke of the tanveen and give a 2-second ghunna sound. So that's why rather than saying ma idinna, I put some time on the noon. I gave a ghunna sound. I said idinna. Can you hear the sound I'm giving the noon?
Yeah.
I'm putting like a lot of time and pressure on it, and that's the rule of ghunna. So does it make a bit more sense to you now?
Yeah.
Perfect. Well done. So Jazakumullah for your participation. MashaAllah, you did a great job today. Jazakallah.
Islam.
Wa alaikum salam. Okay, co-host, may I please have another student on the mic?
G2132, please unmute yourself.
Assalamualaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. How are you today?
Good.
Alhamdulillah. Okay, may you please start off with Dawood and Tasmiyah, and then inshallah I'll lead you into the recitation, okay?
Okay.
Perfect. So you can start off with Dawood and Tasmiyah.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
Perfect. Okay, well, let's look at this first verse. As I've already recited Dawood and Tasmiyah, I'll not recite it again. So I'm just going to recite the first verse for you, and then we'll break it up into words, and then you can repeat after me, okay?
Okay.
لِسَعْيِهَا رَاضِيَةٌ. So let's break it up. Okay, let's break up into words now, okay? So then you can understand a bit
Okay.
more how to say the words. Okay, well done. Let's look at this first one. لِسَعْيِهَا.
لسعيها.
Very good. This letter here, what letter is this?
Oh.
Well done. It's an ayn. And is this one of our throat letters?
Yes.
Yes, well done. Notice when you're saying the ayn, the sound is coming from the middle of your throat, yeah? So try saying
Yes.
ayn for me.
Ayn.
Beautiful. Very nicely recited. And here, why am I elongating the ha sound for 2 seconds?
Because there's a lam. No, because there's a alif.
Very good, well done. So there is a blank alif that's sort of joined with the ha, and the letter before that has got a fatha on top. Okay, so whenever you come across such an example, that blank alif will change into an alif mud, and that's the whole reason why you elongate for 2 seconds. So well done. Let's look at this word here now. Radiyah.
Radiyah.
Very good. Now, this dod has got a very unique sound. A lot of people tend to mix it up with the dal sound. Remember, dal and dod are 2 very different letters. So dod, as you can already hear, has got sort of a thick sound to it, yeah? Whereas dal is just a regular D sound, you know, like the letter D.
Yes.
A regular sound like that. So let's try saying this a bit with more thickness, yeah? Radiyah.
Radiyah.
Very good. But try not to mix up the word with a za sound. It's just a do, okay? Try saying do for me. Perfect. Nicely recited. Let's try that one more time. Dod.
Dod.
Very good. Well done. So let's look at this next verse as well. في جنة عالية. So let's break that up now.
Okay.
في جنة.
في جنة.
Very good. And did you notice we elongate the sound of the fa here? Because there is a yamad, yeah?
Ya is a vowel.
Very good. So yes, well, very nicely said. It's one of our haruful madda letters, one of our mad letters as well. So if you ever come across a ya sakin, the letter before that has got a kasra underneath, then how long do you prolong it for?
2.
2 seconds. Well done. Very nicely said. And here, as you can see, we're putting a lot of pressure on top of the noon. Yeah, noon is one of your ghunna letters as well. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so let's look at this next verse. Well done. Aliyah.
Aliyah.
Very good. Well done. Very nicely recited. And at the end, when we're pausing, we're doing waqf on the ta marbuta. What does the ta marbuta change into? Okay, no problem. Let's look at it this way. When we're reading the Quran, this ta marbuta, right, is going to change into a ha sakin, like that. Okay, can you see that the two dots disappeared, the stroke disappeared, and you were literally just left with a ha, and then we put like a sukoon on top or like a jazm, yeah?
Yeah.
So let's try that one more time. Aliyah.
Aliyah.
Very good. So the rule of ta marbuta is very simple. If you're pausing on a ta marbuta, which is a letter that looks like this, then that will change into a ha sakin. Okay, so next time your teacher asks you, well, what's the rule of ta marbuta? You say, well, when we're pausing on a ta marbuta, that will change into a ha sakin. And that would be the correct answer, yeah? Well done. Let's look at this next verse here. لا تسمع فيها لاغية. So let's break that up now into words. لا تسمع.
لا تسمع.
Very nice. Remember here, of course, we're elongating it for 2 seconds, but try not to give an R sound. Try and give a smiley face when we're saying it, okay? La. Say la for me.
La.
La. Well done. So let's say this whole word together now. لا تسمع
لا تسمع
فيها
فيها
لاغية.
لاغية.
Very good. And you can see there is a ya mad here because the letter before ya sakin has got a kasra underneath. There is an alif mad here because there is a blank alif and the letter before that has a fatha on top, and we're elongating it for 2 seconds. And there is a blank alif here, right? So the letter before that has got what on top? So this here is a fatha, yeah?
Fatha.
Yes, very good. So there's a blank alif. Whenever you come across a blank alif, you need to look at the letter before. Yes, well done. So then you're elongating that for 2 seconds if the letter before that has got a fatha on top. So well done for that. Let's look at the next verse here. فيها عين جارية. So let's break that up now. فيها عين.
فيها عين.
Okay. I. Try saying I for me.
عين.
Okay, I. This is an ayn. Try saying. Well done. No.
No.
Very good. So this noon, we're not giving a nun sound, even though there is a tanween there, but we're hiding the noon sound because the letter after that is not one of your throat letters. Yeah? If the letter after that was one of your throat letters, then you will give a full, complete noon sound. You will say nun. But Jim, yeah. But is Jim one of your throat letters?
No.
No. And that's why we are going to end up hiding the sound of the noon. Okay? That's why I said no. Okay? Let's look at this part here. Jariya.
Jariya.
Beautiful. Very nicely recited. Let's look at the next verse. فيها سرر مرفوعة. So repeat after me word by word now. فيها
فيها
سرر مرفوعة.
مرفوعة.
Very good. Can you see the rule in this verse that we covered today?
Yes.
Where is it?
Here. The end.
The end, are you saying this?
Yes.
Okay, well, we didn't cover this rule today, but this is one of the rules that we've covered. So well done. That's a ta marbuta rule that changed into a ha sakin. But were you here when we spoke about the rule of tanween?
Yes.
So can you see a tanween in this verse?
Yes.
Where is it? What letters got the tanween?
On top of the ta.
On top of the ra, did you say?
No, ta.
Well, yes, there is tanween here as well, so well done. But anywhere else in this verse?
Yes, on the ba.
This here?
Where?
Here.
Yes.
Yes, well done. So this is a ra which has got a tanween on top, and we said that you need to look at the next letter. If it's a noon mushaddad or a mim mushaddad,
Ma.
yes, well done. So since mim mushaddad is part of the two letters that we looked at today, we're going to get rid of one of the strokes and give a gunna sound. So when I was saying this, I didn't say sururumma and left it there. I put some time on the meme. That was a gunna sound, 2-second gunna sound you need to give there. So repeat after me. Rumma.
Rumma.
Very good, beautiful. That was a very nice gunna sound. So here, as you saw, we got rid of one of the strokes. Yeah. Let's look at this next verse now. Wa akwa
Wa akwa.
bum mau
Rummu.
du'a.
Du'a.
Yeah. Try give a thick sound here. Du'a.
Du'a.
Very nice. And again, the rule that we went through today, can you see it in this verse?
Yes.
Where is it?
On the ta again.
On the ta, did you say here?
Yes.
Okay, but that's
No.
okay. Where is it?
He under the noon. You right.
Oh, did you say here?
Yes.
Yes, well done. So there is a bird which has got a tanween, and the letter after that is a mim mushaddad. We looked at two letters. We looked at mim mushaddad and noon mushaddad. And this letter is here. Mim mushaddad is present. So what are we giving? We're giving a 2-second.
Timing.
Yes, 2-second timing, also known as a gunna sound. Yeah.
Yes.
Well done. May you please recite this last verse for me once again? Can you please recite this last verse for me once again?
Okay. Aqua. Bummu. Shu. Atul.
So what are we changing the ta marbuta into? We're changing it to a ha sakin when we're pausing. So rather than saying atun, we're going to say because we're pausing here. Yeah? Very good. And here is the rule as well. You missed out the verb, don't worry. And this is a dod. Try saying dod for me again.
Dod.
Very good. Well done. So that was very nicely recited. Keep practicing the surah and inshallah you will get there very soon, okay?
Thank you. Allah. Jazakallah. Thank you.
You're welcome. Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz. Okay, so I hope that this rule made a bit more sense to everyone now that we went through a few examples. Unfortunately, we don't have much time to call another student on the mic because what I wanted to do was recite this whole portion for you once so that you guys could understand how I'm reciting each verse and how I'm reciting each word. So make sure that as I'm reciting, that you're following along with your index finger and that you're paying close attention to where the rule is present. Okay. As I'm reading, I'll try my best to highlight as many rules as I can. Actually, not as many rules, but highlight the rule that we learned today, so that you guys can understand it a bit more and you can see where it would be present within the Holy Quran. But if not, I will try my best to definitely highlight it towards the end of the recitation. Okay. So here we go. Please follow along at home. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم هل أتاك حديث الغاشية وجوه يومئذ خاشعة عاملة ناصبة تصلى نارا حامية تسقى من عين آنية ليس لهم طعام إلا من ضريع لا يسمن ولا يغني من جوع وجوه يومئذ ناعمة لسعيها راضية في جنة عالية لا تسمع فيها لاغية فيها عين جارية فيها سرر مرفوعة وأكواب موضوعة. Okay, so there I've highlighted in this surah where the rule in focus today is present. There was, this is the first place I think where it was present. I hope I'm not wrong. Don't think I've missed out anything over here at the moment. Here as well, you can see it's here, and you can also see that it's here. Okay, so today when I assign the homework, I want you guys to try and point out where the rule in focus is yourself. If you can try highlight it if you want. But for those of you who didn't really understand the rule today, when I'm setting the homework, I'm sort of going to be going through the rule anyways. But if there's still something missing or something you don't understand, then please do watch the YouTube video. This is going to be going up on the YouTube channel, so you can try and see it from there and understand the rule a bit more. That can really help you understand the rule more in depth. So that was that. And also, guys, please remember, do not forget your throat letters, okay? These are your throat letters. You have ghain, kha, ain, ha, alif, hamza, and ha. Okay? Remember ha and ain. I brought a lot of attention towards these two letters in particular because a lot of people tend to mix up the words. All right? They tend to give ain a sound of an alif and tend to give ha the sound of a ha. But remember, these two sounds are very different. The ain and the ha, the sound comes from the middle of the throat, whereas with the alif, hamza, and ha, the sound comes from your chest, sort of, from the bottom. And ghain and kha, these two sounds, they come from the top part of the throat. So please make sure that you are paying close attention to that. And just quick recap, your qalqala letters, do not forget them. There's qaf, ta, ba, jim, and dal. All right. I'm just gonna try and take out a place, maybe if there is any qalqala here at all, actually, because it's very important when people are actually reciting the Holy Quran. Sometimes they forget that qalqala is something that exists. Okay, so please make sure qalqala is when you're giving a jerking sound, and there are 5 letters that I read out to you right now. So just try and remember if these letters are the ones that have got the a jazm on top or a sukoon on top. If they come in a sakin form, then you have to give a jerking sound. Now, as I was talking, I was trying to look up any part where there was the qalqala letter present, but to me, I can't find a qalqala letter here at all. So it doesn't matter. Just keep practicing that over and over again as much as you can, okay? So let's just quickly now move on to the homework. Your homework is to practice Surah Al Rashid verses 1 to 15 that we went through today. As I said, try and point out the rule as well, and make sure when you're reciting that you apply all the rules that you know. The learning part has been done. You have been taught the rules, okay? But the practice part, that's something you have to do yourself. That's an independent thing. So you have to do that yourself. So practice as much as you can. That is the only way that you will actually understand the rules a bit more and become fluent in the recitation of the Holy Quran quicker. So practice Surah Al Rashid. This mustahab response is something we haven't gone through today, but you will definitely be going through that tomorrow. And today's rule, as you know, was one of the rules of Noon Sakin and Tanween, also known as assimilation in English and idgham in Arabic. We said that if there is a Tanween there, all right, if there is a Mim Mushaddad or a Noon Mushaddad occurring after a Tanween, then you read the Tanween as a single stroke, so you get rid of one of the strokes. Because remember, Tanween is a double stroke. It's 2 strokes of Fatah, 2 strokes of Kasra, and 2 strokes of Dhamma. And you also give a 2-second ghunna sound. And that's what we tried to do a lot in our recitations today. We kept on saying, I tried to put more emphasis on the letters that had the shadda on top, but noon and mim, you have to give the ghunna sound. Then, again, can you hear? I'm putting ghunna sound here. I'm giving a lot of time. It's a 2-second ghunna sound. Here as well. Boom, so there was a tanween. Letter after that, there was a noon here and the mim mushaddad here. Then that means you get rid of 1 stroke and you give a 2-second ghunna sound. So that's what we went through today. So please do practice this rule alone in your time too today. So we are going to finish off our class today, inshallah, now with a closing ending dua. May I please have a student on the mic, co-host, to help me recite this prayer for me?
G2132, please unmute yourself. 33, 2133, please unmute yourself.
Assalamualaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. How are you today?
मैं ठीक हूँ. आप कैसी हैं?
I'm good too, alhamdulillah. Jazakumullah for asking. May you please start with Dawood and Tasmiyah and recite this following prayer for me, please?
अच्छा जी. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم ارحمني بالقرآن العظيم.
Well done, Jazakallah. And may you please read out the English as well?
Okay. Oh Allah, have mercy on me through the Quran the Great.
Okay, Jazakallah khair. Well done. Take care. Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz. Okay, well, guys, this was it for today's class. We finished our class a bit earlier than normal, but I hope you understood the lesson well. And keep practicing what I've said today. Take care of yourselves. Do as much practice as you can. Stay safe. And inshallah, I hope to catch you guys in another class soon.
Oh, teacher, मेरे पास एक question था.
Yes, we have some time. You may say the question.
No, तब हम लोग ने जो आपने आज रूल किया है, बस जो ऐसे ही होता है ना, और कोई वैसे और कोई break and then होता है, ये मीन मुशद्दद और नून मुशद्दद.
अच्छा, एक सेकंड, आप जरा अपने रूल को एक दफा वापस बता सकते हैं क्वेश्चन को?
क्या करता, क्यों आवाज कट रही थी?
जी, आपकी मुझे सवाल की सही समझ नहीं आया, आप एक सेकंड वापस बता सकती हैं?
मैंने पूछा था जो हम लोग ने आज रोल किया है
जी,
वैसे जहाँ रुमर लिखा है, हम लोग उस रूल को अप्लाई करते हुए even unless वहाँ मीम, even though वहाँ मीम मुशद्दद और नून मुशद्दद नहीं होता, तो हम लोग रूल को अप्लाई करते हैं.
Okay, that's a good question. So the student just asked everyone at home that if there is not a noon mushaddad or a mim mushaddad, are you still going to apply the rule? So the answer to that is no, you are not going to apply that rule of 2-second ghunna sound, because the lam and ra, that's something you guys went through last time, and they said you give no nasal sound, right? If there is a lam mushaddad or a ra mushaddad that comes after a tanween, you do not give a nasal sound. But here, there is a mim and a noon mushaddad coming after a tanween, and you are giving a 2-second nasal ghunna sound. So for all the Urdu speakers out there, I'll say that one more time for you. Jab aap Quran पढ़ रहे हो and there is a ra with a tanween, ठीक है, जब ra tanween के साथ आ जाए, उसके जो अगला लेटर होता है ना, अगर वो मीम मुशद्दद या नून मुशद्दद ना हो तो जो रूल हमने आज पढ़ा है वो इस जगह पे अप्लाई नहीं होगा, ठीक है?
और टीचर ये कौन सा सूरा है?
ये सूरह गाशिया. Good question. This is Surah Ghashiyah. Everyone, when you're practicing, take out Surah Ghashiyah. Okay, I hope was my answer helpful for you? Sorry, I think I lost the student. Are you still there?
जी और टीचर मैंने आपसे कहना था पूछना था मेरे पास एक छोटा कुरान है दूसरा पार्ट 30 का और उसपे ये पार्ट 30 वाले का है नहीं मुझे लगता है मैंने उसके अंदर ये पढ़ा था.
Yes, this is in part 30.
तो मैंने ये वाली एक दफा सूरा पढ़ ली और मैंने थोड़ी सी इसको याद भी कर ली हुई है, मेमोराइज थोड़ी सी की थी.
Okay, well done. That's very good to hear. So everyone else, keep practicing the surah as well. And Jazakallah khair for your question today. Until then, take care, everyone. We've run over time, and I hope this lesson was beneficial for you. Jazakumullah to everyone. Take care. Allah Hafiz.